back to the clip.
Sounds like a Western thing.
Druthers is like, you say druthers when it's like,
So
if I had it my way. I think instead of...
So, Rick is he was like trying to riff about the word druthers. And then he realized I don't even know if he realized it was going nowhere. I'm just trying to be optimistic here, but let's see.
saying my way, because that's like, basically Frank Sinatra owns that saying now. You say my druthers. I could look it up. I just want to waste everyone's time.
I kind of do want you to look it up. Druthers, I feel like, is like the reins of the...
Because Rick's the type of guy who doesn't want to waste everybody's time, but he does want to make you sit while he stands and makes you wait for him.
Horse. Or jowls. Druthers feels Western. It definitely doesn't feel racist.
Druthers. A person's preference in a matter. If I had my druthers, I would prefer to be a writer.
Right, etymology of druthers.
Nah.
Okay, I know how to spell that.
What did I say the other day that I felt racist about saying? Oh, renege.
Renege.
Yeah.
Renegotiate. It's not racist at all.
But if you do it over and over again, you would call that person as a...
Renege.
Negotiator.
Right. English would rather, down to English. I'd rather, round down to late 19th century, druther. Late 19th century, from a U.S. regional pronunciation of I'd rather, contracted to would rather.
Wow.
What's druther?
So it's just a slur. Rather.
I'd rather.
Wow.
I guess that is Southern, huh?
I think it is.
I'd rather.
I'd rather.
Drather.
If I had my drathers.
Yeah, if I'd rather.
Yeah.
What, did you say drather? Drather?
If I had my drathers. If I had my rather.
Druther is an alternate word for would rather.
Would
rather.
In comedy, one of the things that they tell you to do is yes and, keep something going. What they should teach people is that you should only keep it going if it's worthwhile. For example, if somebody wants to do 15 minutes talking about druthers, maybe you should say, no thank you, let's move on.
Rather. D apostrophe.
Oh, would rather. Yeah, wow.
Rather.
I think it's Western. I think it's like cowboys.
Any way you'd rather have it.
That's the way you like it.
That is the way I'd rather have it, says Huck to Tom in Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer.
Yes.
Mark Twain is not his real name.
What is it?
I don't remember, Charlie or something. But Mark Twain, he was a steamboatsman. Back then in like the 1800s, that's what you wanted to be. Like that.
Steamboat captain?
Steamboat captain, because steamboats were all the, everyone loved a steamboat.
Did they?
Oh yeah. Have you seen Narcos? Not Narcos. Ozark.
Yeah. What's that? That's not a steamboat.
They love them. So he always wanted to be a steamboat captain. In fact, he was for a while.
It sounds like it.
And it's a term. When a steamboat is safe to go, it needs to have at least 6 inches of water, and that's called something. But 2 6 inches of water, 12 inches, is called a Mark Twain.
Wow,
that's what they say, Mark Twain. And now that's his pen name.
Fact.
I can't tell if you're telling me.
I believe that you can't tell. It's true.
Is it really?
Do you want me to prove it to you?
How? Do you have a tugboat?
If I could prove it to you, would it be worth it? Because I could do it.
No.
Okay.
I believe you. Because a mark sounds like something you would mark, and a Twain sounds something old-timey, so I believe it. But now that I've believed you,
it's more interesting if it's not a fact, because then it's an actual joke, and it's just a fact.
But then that won't impress you much. Put up Twain. Put up the lyric. Cut to the thing.
That don't impress me much. Take off my shoes. Okay.
All right, so you were telling me that your parents are...
I mean, he's good with
of
references.
Moms.
Moms, you're right.
You're supposed to call them moms now.
Yes. Okay. Horde of homos is what I call them.
A horde of homos?
My little pack of dykes.
You could say that.
Oh, I can say whatever I want.
Once you get a tattoo, you could do anything.
It's true.
Question you.
I have a tattoo right now. It's very raised from the sun. Itchy.
Do you want me to?
No.
So tell me. So your mom meets your biological dad.
Yes.
Where'd they meet? And was she
Well, this
gay
is
then?
the big joke that is the truth.
Okay.
They met. He was the coach of her rugby team.
And he didn't know, and she didn't know.
I wish I had brought a picture. They look like the same. They look like two tan grizzly bears.
And we love the
me the
Jewish
picture?
people. That doesn't mean anything. They just can't have tattoos.
Yeah,
Two
they
tan
do.
grizzly bears.
Yeah, they do.
And they're
Just put up a picture of 2 grizzly bears.
Yeah.
With sunblock on their noses.
Yeah.
Although if all Jews
was she
were like
homosexual
Rick
at the time?
Glassman, I don't know if I'd be
that
a
she was
fan of those
out
photos.
and aware of?
No.
So she was only with guys.
She was like the one rugby player that people were like, all the women were trying to turn her. She was like me, and she was like, I'm not gay, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. I seem gay, but I'm not gay. And then she left my dad, and then my dentist seduced her.
She left your dad.
She left my dad.
But she was already with him and had kids?
Yes, had me and my sister.
We'll edit her on that.
Sorry. And then she broke up with my dad because he was a stoner.
Ugh.
Stoner, I know, it's gross. It's really
Weed?
gross. Weed is, yes, my nightmare, truly. I know.
Bye.
I'd rather date an alcoholic who beats me than a hoodie string chewer.
Oh,
yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could spend all of our money on Funyuns. What about rent?
What are we going to do without rent? Okay.
All right.
Jar of candy.
It's not in frame. People don't get it.
There are 2 massive jars of assorted candy, and I don't mean assorted candy as in like some Dum-Dums and some like caramel chews. Actually, caramel chews would be amazing. It's the best types of candy in 2 separate jars, loaded. Somebody has taken 2 pieces. How? If there's candy in my backpack for
Are you
$1.
Native American?
Damn it. I don't want things like that to burst me into laughter. I want to be immune slightly.
Why?
I don't
Really?
know. I don't know.
There's something real there. I actually want to hear what that means. Tell me why.
Why?
Yeah.
Why like a quick street joke?
Why would you not want?
Because it's like
give
when
me
somebody
all the laughs.
It's like when somebody farts. Like I have like, okay, you know what happened recently? I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I was on a train and there was a big fat homeless man, huge and fat, and he had a little tiny. Somebody's calling me. He had a little tiny helmet on. And he was sitting on the train, okay? Funny enough.
Little tiny helmet.
Little tiny bicycle helmet strapped under his chin, okay? The helmet would never protect him in any world, much less a train where you...
You don't know what he needs protection from.
Right, exactly. But I found out what it was. He kept falling asleep and tipping, and his little helmet would tip the train, and then he'd sit back up, okay? Now...
His helmet would tip when he would blow over?
He would
was
fall
that fat
asleep.
that the train would go off the track?
No. I wish it was. He would tip over, hit his little helmet on the side of the thing, and then sit back up and wake back up.
Right.
Okay? I was with a guy who I was in love with, who I could tell he was a little on the fence about me.
How could you tell? I want to cut to him just
I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't like her body and face.
Everything has to be cut to this, cut to that, cut to this. In real life, you can't cut to things, Rick. You just got to be in the moment.
I started laughing so hard that
Rick's sitting in a restaurant, and he's like, "All right, cut to a clip," and they're like, "We're at fucking Denny's, Rick. What are you doing?"
I was weeping. I had a mask on. It was COVID times. And the second we got off the train, the guy was like, I don't think we should see each other anymore. So I have the thing where if something is like, if it's funny in the dumbest way, I can't keep it together.
But why? Does that traumatize you where you feel like now you're being judged for laughing at things?
I just have a very low hanging fruit. I feel like a bit of a hick almost, or like a baby.
I could see that.
Yeah, I am a bit of a
The audience at home's like, yeah, we see this.
Yeah, you are a hick.
Yeah,
I thought you were leaning into that.
But you don't like that. You don't like that you laugh.
The way
then.
Rick is sitting.
I don't like
he
that if
looks
somebody
like a
farts
bit
in
of
a yoga class,
low-hanging fruit,
I have to
what I
leave
mean?
because I'm laughing so hard.
Everyone is.
I've been in yoga classes where they're like, and that's part of the body, and I am like snorting, crying in child's pose until they're like, you need to leave, please.
Can I do a joke about what you said?
Please.
Also, why is Rick drinking Coca-Cola
child's pose, more
in
like
a wine
baby
glass?
pose,
Yeah.
the way you can't put yourself together.
Pretty good. I don't know if you needed to, but I get it. Okay, let's go on.
Okay, so your mom leaves your stoner biological dad, may he rest in peace.
Right.
What happened?
We don't know. He was just curled up on the couch, asleep dead. Cutest little
Weed
death you've
kills.
ever seen.
How old were you?
23. He was 58.
He was in your life?
Oh, yeah. But, I mean,
Canadian?
yeah.
Oh
Native
yeah.
American.
Yes.
Are you Canadian?
No.
I'm sorry, I gotta be better. Too many questions. So
Keep them coming. I'll answer them as fast as possible. I have a lot of coffee.
Okay. So
Cool.
your mom leaves your dad for a dentist.
My mom leaves my dad because my dad is a stoner dingus who lives on a farm out of town, right? And she's like, we're leaving because I want to be like a woman in the world. Like I don't want to just be like I don't want to just raise these horses and be poor with you in the country. So then my dad gets super pissed, very angry. And then he becomes a little crazy. So then my mom's like, all right, now we're really keeping the kids, right? So then
How old were you when they separated?
2.
Years?
Yes.
Figured.
2 Mark Twains, actually.
Okay, so 24 inches.
24 inches, exactly. And probably
That's about 2
24
years old.
inches, yeah.
Yeah.
And then my dentist, when I was 5, really starts coming on to my mom. And my mom's like, I'm straight.
Did you give me some examples of things he would say?
She was like, I'm going to put my fingers in your mouth and work on your teeth.
Oh, it's a female dentist.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
So then I had to go to the dentist after knowing this woman had finger banged my mom.
How did
That's
you know
weird.
that at 5?
Well, good question. My sister, cunt, remember the cunt before?
Can I forget?
She, 7 years old, or not 7. She must have been, if I was 5, what's 6 plus 5?
11.
11. So she was 11.
Is she still 6 years older?
Yes, she is still. She was outside the door going like this, and I walked up and I said, what's going on? And she goes, why don't you go in there and find out? Open the door. I thought my dentist was attacking my mom. Turns out it wasn't attacking her. They were having sex with it.
Interesting. With the what?
She was attacking her pussy.
Nothing.
What
What were you going to say?
Well, it's just like kind of like, it feels like a dentist goes into your mouth, a gynecologist goes into your vagina.
Right.
And I'm wondering.
That was a private practice. One guy's going crazy. You heard the one guy?
Mark this, hold on, so
glad
off the
there's
rails,
editors to
have
add
the
in
studio
laughs.
laughter, or the audience laughter like you did for me, but have one guy, and it'll just be this.
Yeah, perfect. Or the sound of
You know,
a train
'cause, like,
going off the rails.
all of this stuff is very fun for us, but the guests have to just be there and just be like, all right, I guess this will be a lot more fun for the viewers than me.
Help me! Like that.
I don't think people would get it.
Oh, gotcha.
Also, originally, that part was going to be taken out, but now people
Now people are
can see
confused.
the magic.
Oh, I'm so
Rick's
sorry.
the type of guy who wants to direct the movie and be in the movie at the same time.
No, it's okay.
Surprised he's not also holding the camera, so he's the cameraman as well.
I think it's worth keeping in now, but
Oh,
I'm
great.
just saying that,
In the future, follow your lead.
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of talking to you, the audience, and to John Michael to say this is all staying in now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So your mom is getting her cavity checked,
Yes.
and your sister knew it,
You
and she
can't
made
talk
you
about somebody's mother like that. What are you, fucking crazy?
go in there.
Yeah.
Now, when you
Tony
see your mom
Hinchcliffe?
getting attacked by the dentist, do you want to protect your mom? And if so,
Fucking
how?
psycho.
And if not, why not?
I didn't want to protect her. I didn't want to protect her. I quickly deduced that they were not fighting, they were play fighting. And then later I realized they weren't play fighting, they were
confused.
I'm
So
sorry.
we're using the word for when you say deduced, you're talking about like this, like two
All right.
fingers.
The
Yeah,
deuce
because
is.
that's
Right.
what's
Yes,
fun, right?
right.
That's
So I
your
thought
fun. Defining words, not laughing at her jokes. Come
She
on.
was jabbing my mom
Right.
angrily, but it was for pretend.
Now, for
play.
people listening, this is hard to kind of understand, especially younger people. But this is pre-COVID,
Right. This is not people exactly.
so everything
Yeah,
was different.
Right. Right.
That's
So
the
then they
hard
became
part.
gay.
And
That's
your
the
mom,
part
just
we
like that,
can't
they weren't
understand.
gay, and then they became gay.
She
Yeah, you got it. That's how.
She never. She was
You
the
go to
same
the
as me, where
dentist
she was
and
like,
then
"I
you
like
get
men.
it.
I like hanging out with men. I'm attracted to men." And enough women
like
came onto her.
pussy.
I read her diary, and I read it,
love
and it said
trans
enough
men.
women came onto me that I'll just give it a go.
Right.
And then
She liked
that
it.
kind of snowballed.
Right.
But she is bi. Right now,
Of
if she
course.
were here, she'd be like,
Who would you rather fuck, you or me?
"I think I'm pretty sure you, but only because she's related to me. She's my mom."
Okay.
So yeah, I know, but it would be a tough. It would be.
Rick's like, oh, what? Just because she's your mother, she doesn't want to have sex with you? You know, it sounds like he's the type of guy who has sex with his mom. Fucking freak. I knew he was up to no good, like Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tough.
Is that what you call
That's
it?
the
It's tough,
only.
right?
That's the only reason, though. Like, if you were her son, she would probably be like revolted, not because you're her son, but because
Ah.
of
Go ahead.
nothing.
Please.
Just your gender is all, not not the things you're wearing and the way you present yourself.
Ooh.
All right. So it's nothing wrong with me.
Nothing wrong with you.
Ah.
No,
Good. Good.
just that you're her son.
Now, what if she wasn't related to either of us?
fuck is wrong with him?
Good question.
But she still raised you. She just
I'm
wasn't
too
blood-related.
butch for her. I'm too butch.
Do you think I'm butch enough?
I think you're femme enough.
Ha!
Do you?
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge my mustache, but I don't know if now's the time.
There's no mustache, first of all.
Well, there's something.
There's 5 o'clock shadow, but there's also a lot of pink and salmon
See?
going on.
That's where all this alpha posing is coming from. It's because Rick has his mother's nature, and he's trying to compensate for it by standing up, getting out of his seat, telling you he's better than you, talking shit, showing his trophies. He's trying to be an alpha. He's an alpha male in a beta male's body.
Where are your eyes going?
Are you being, am I a fool?
I just think,
Am I a fucking fool?
no, you're not a fool. You are my mom's type, though.
Okay. Nice.
A woman.
But you said you went down a rabbit hole of some of my stuff. You've seen me in other
She's a girl
situations where I was
saying,
like,
you're
tough.
more of a girl than me.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So, your mom
Rick's
is
the type
getting
of guy
her
people
cavities
look at and
filled
say, hey, Rick,
Yes.
you're very cultured.
by her deducer. And
They break up. The dentist sucks, but they're together for a long time, but they break up.
no,
And
not
he
that you
takes
had
it
to
as
find
a
a new
compliment,
dentist
and
too.
they
Isn't
say,
that,
we didn't
that's-
mean that
Same
as a
dentist.
compliment.
You still go to him. Her.
Her, yes.
And he
I always
says,
assumed
I'm
dentists are men
autistic.
because of
I can only take
patriarchy."
insults as compliments.
Yeah.
So,
And
but-
the ist?
what's that?
Well, if it was a dentra,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. Also, I find that female dentists typically ruin homes. So
They do.
You still are going to this dentist, but your mom is no longer with her.
They're friends, but no. Then she got with Michelle. This is a big deal. Tess, the dentist, pretty insecure, a little overweight.
Which is
Michelle,
fine.
very hot.
Fuck.
Then they get married.
Oof.
I love Michelle.
How hot is she? Tell me the truth. Is she hot for like, here's a regular person that my mom?
She
fucking-
looks like a mixture of young Madonna and Julianne
So
Moore.
you get it. Rick Glassman is a big piece of shit, and I've shown you the evidence. Comment, like, subscribe, and spread the word that Rick Glassman is no good.